making headlines. The president states that the principles guiding democracy in the Maldives should be rooted in Islamic values. Maldives and the UNFPA hold productive discussions aiming to strengthen the mutual relations. And Mira reveals that Maldives has received $46.6 million as green tax within the past 8 months.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSMNEWS in English with me, Mahmoud. President Dr. PSMNEWS states that the principles guiding democracy in the Maldives should be rooted in Islamic values.
In his message on the occasion of the International Democracy Day, President Dr. PSMNEWS asserted that for democracy to be effective and truly representative of the Maldivian people, it must align with Islam, respect societal norms, and reflect the customs and values of the nation. He outlined a vision where democratic practices are not only about empowering people, but also about ensuring that these practices resonate with the Islamic teachings that form the core of Maldivian identity. President Dr. PSMNEWS' statement on International Democracy Day offers a glimpse into his vision of a governance system that upholds religious values while embracing democratic ideals. He has on many occasions underscored the government's aspiration to further the principles of Islam within the democratic framework. He expressed a desire to uphold the law in a manner that honors Islamic values and to promote a deeper understanding of the virtues of Islam among the populace. Democracy is a system that derives its power from the people and extends this power throughout the government. This has been a cornerstone of Maldivian governance for the past 16 years. During this period, the Maldives has seen significant advancements and progress, reflecting the positive impact of democratic governance on the nation's development.
Maldives and the United Nations Population Fund UNFPA hold productive discussions aiming to strengthen the mutual relations.
The Minister of Family and Social Development, Dr. Aishat Shiham, participated in the discussions during her official visit to Indonesia, which took place from September 11th to 13th. During her visit, Minister Dr. Aishat Shiham held comprehensive discussions with the UNFPA's Asia-Pacific Regional Director, Mr. Pio Smith. The discussion focused on exploring opportunities for joint collaboration and avenues of mutual interest. The minister also expressed sincere appreciation for the support provided by the UNFPA. Minister Dr. Aishat Shiham undertook the visit to Indonesia to participate in the high-level panel discussion on reframing aging at the 2024 Asia-Pacific Regional Conference on Population Aging. Speaking at the meeting, the minister shed light on the changes in the demographics of the Maldives and its impact on sustainable development. The dialogue underscored the Maldives' commitment to transforming the challenges of an aging population into opportunities for inclusive growth and long-term resilience. On the sidelines of the conference, she met with the Executive Secretary of Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific to discuss areas of mutual collaboration. Furthermore, Minister Dr. Aishat Shiham visited an elderly care facility of Indonesia, which organizes monthly active aging activities for seniors and supports the creation and sale of traditional handicrafts made by local older adults.
Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Saeed reveals that the government is undertaking various initiatives to establish a framework for providing financial support to social and religious organizations.
Speaking at the inaugural ceremony of the annual conference of religious and social organizations, Minister Dr. Shahim stated that several organizations running religious programs in various locations of the Maldives have sought financial aid from the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. Therefore, the minister emphasized the need to create a dedicated system to facilitate the distribution of these funds. Acknowledging the works of such organizations, Minister Dr. Shahim underscored the crucial importance of expanding the roles of such organizations. The minister pointed out the absence of Quran classes and religious awareness activities on some islands, underscoring the need for the establishment of organizations in these areas and the strengthening of existing ones. Furthermore, Minister Dr. Shaheen highlighted the importance of ensuring better document monitoring to ensure that the system to provide funds operates sustainably and efficiently. He reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to supporting these organizations by allocating a portion of its budget for this purpose. The annual conference was attended by 98 representatives from 70 organizations, with some participating in person and others joining virtually. The conference will provide updates on ongoing efforts to boost religious awareness, identify changes needed to improve the spread of the religion, and offer insights into enhancing religious awareness through legal and regulatory measures. The event will conclude with an agreement between the ministry and the organizations aimed at increasing religious awareness and providing financial assistance.
The government initiates special efforts to promote the export of farmers' produce to markets at more affordable prices.
A key goal of the government is to reduce the dependency on imported food by increasing the availability of local grown products in the Maldivian market. Currently, most fruits and vegetables in the market are imported, leading to higher prices compared to other countries. Despite the fact that various crops are grown across the Maldives, farmers face significant challenges in transporting their products to urban markets, particularly in the capital, Malé City. To address the issue, the government has begun taking steps to ensure farmers' products can be sold at lower prices. As such, the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Welfare and the Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation have been holding discussions. One proposal under consideration is the use of air cargo to transport farmers' goods. Speaking on the issue, Minister of Agriculture and Animal Welfare, Dr. Aishat Ramila emphasized that simply providing air transport for farmers' produce will not fully resolve the issue. She pointed out that there are additional costs involved in transporting goods from the islands to the flight departure points. She therefore said that ongoing discussions with various stakeholders are critical to finding a long-term solution. The government aims to lower the prices of locally produced crops in the market by reducing transportation costs. It will not only benefit consumers but also increase the profitability for farmers. The government is also engaging with all relevant parties to make transportation more affordable and efficient. The government is making efforts to reduce food imports by promoting domestic agriculture. As such, 200 hectares of land in Uturutilafadu, UTF, are being designated for agricultural use with plans to cultivate crops that are currently imported. In addition, support for local farmers is also being expanded through increased agricultural loans, as well as technical assistance and resources for those interested in farming.
The President of the Elections Commission of the Maldives, ECM, Fuad Taufik, states that Maldives is making progress in its democratic journey. He made the remarks during the public forum held by political science students of the Maldives National University, PSMNEWS, on the occasion of the International Democracy Day.
Speaking at the event, Fuad reflected on the historical trajectory of democracy, noting its introduction approximately 2,500 years ago. He observed that while many countries have embraced democratic systems over the centuries, the continuity of democracy has often been inconsistent. Despite these historical challenges, Fuad praised the Maldives for its advancements in democratic governance in recent times. Highlighting the nation's political evolution, Fuad traced the Maldives' journey from its early republican phase to a period of monarchy and finally to its current democratic status. He underscored the significance of the transition to the Second Republic and the landmark adoption of the new constitution in 2008, which guaranteed numerous rights and freedoms for Maldivian citizens. International Democracy Day is celebrated annually on September 15th. This year's theme for the International Day of Democracy is Artificial Intelligence as a Tool for Good Governance, with a focus of ensuring effective governance of AI at all levels, including internationally, to harness its benefits while mitigating its risks.
State Trading Organization STO announces that its Managing Director Shimad Ibrahim has been appointed as the chairperson of Feneco Corporation Limited. The government decided to move Feneco under the ownership of STO as a subsidiary company. In a social media post, STO announced that Managing Director Shimad has been appointed as the chairperson of FENACA. Meanwhile, 2 additional members have been appointed to the board of directors of FENACA. The 2 members are Ahmad Mazin and Muhammad Nizam. Ahmad Nazim is the Minister of State for Finance, while Muhammad Nazim is the Chief Financial Officer CFO of STO. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz resolved to designate FENACA as a subsidiary of STO on August 26 based on recommendations from his cabinet. To facilitate this transition, STO will acquire 100% of the shares of FENACA. The decision was made with an aim of enhancing the utility sector, ensuring efficient and standardized service delivery to the public. Additionally, it aims to strengthen the operations of FENACA and empower it financially as well. Decisions have been made to establish a committee comprising representatives from the Ministry of Finance, the Privatization and Corporatization Board and STO to streamline and share information regarding the timeline of the efforts leading to the implementation of the change. The government aims to change FENACA under the ownership of FENACA by year end. The Maldives Inland Revenue Authority, MIRA, reports that the government has collected a total of $4.7 million as Zakat al-Mal so far this year. This is a notable 9.8% increase compared to the $4.5 million collected last year. The statistics showed that majority of the Zakat al-Mal was collected in July, a total of $1 million. Zakat al-Mal is a part of the wealth and property that Muslims must pay annually to help the poor of the community. Zakat is levied on specific assets only identified by Islamic law as assets having the potential for growth. Any person who meets the minimum amount of wealth, nisab, must pay their share of Zakat al-Mal. The current nisab of Zakat al-Mal is $607 as set by the Ministry of Islamic Affairs. The value of gold and silver is considered in determining the nisab for zakat. Therefore, the nisab changes due to alteration in the price of gold and silver in the world market. The latest modification to the nisab was brought by the ministry in May. MIRA has been collecting Zakat al-Mal since 2016, while the Ministry of Islamic Affairs continues to collect Zakat al-Fitr. Maldives Inland Revenue Authority, MIRA, reveals that Maldives has received $46.6 million as green tax within the past 8 months. This is an increase of 3.7% compared to the green tax revenue generated last year. According to the statistics, the government collected $44.5 million as green tax during the first 8 months of 2023, with $44 million collected in dollars. This year, a total of $46.6 million was collected, with $46 million collected in dollars. The data also shows that $5.6 million was collected as green tax in August, while $4.47 million collected in August 2023. Green tax is imposed on tourists within the Maldives to support environmentally friendly initiatives and is levied on resorts, guest houses, hotels, safaris and tourists themselves. As such, hotels in residential areas and tourist guest houses with more than 50 rooms are being charged $6 per day. Meanwhile, hotels in residential areas and tourist guest houses with 50 rooms or fewer are required to pay a green tax of $3 per day. Chinese retail sales and industrial production growth slowed in August, official data shows, as leaders in Beijing seek paths to achieve growth targets despite consumers' reluctance to spend. More than a year and a half since abolishing strict COVID-19 measures that had dampened activity, the world's second-largest economy has yet to achieve a highly anticipated post-pandemic recovery. A prolonged debt crisis in China's vast property sector, continued deflationary pressure, and high unemployment are among the factors now weighing on investor confidence. In August, retail sales increased 2.1% year-on-year, slowing from 2.7% in July, according to data released by the National Bureau of Statistics. The figure also came up short of the 2.5% growth forecasted by a Bloomberg survey of analysts. Year-on-year industrial production also slowed, dropping from 5.1% growth in July to 4.5% in August. The Bloomberg forecast had anticipated industrial production to grow 4.7% last month. The new figures are a worrying sign that efforts this year to spur the Chinese economy have not had a major impact, as Beijing looks for ways to achieve its goal of 5% growth in 2024. The National Bureau of Statistics said in a statement that adverse effects of current exchanges in the external environment are increasing, domestic demand is still insufficient, and the economy is still facing many difficulties and challenges in its continued recovery. Unemployment edged upwards to 5.3% in August compared to 5.2% in July. Saturday's data releases comes one day after Beijing announced a long-anticipated rise in the national retirement age as birth rates declined and hundreds of millions of people approach old age. China's total population fell in 2023 for the second consecutive year, with experts warning of severe impacts on the economy, healthcare and social welfare systems if action is not taken. One person has drowned in Poland and 4 people are missing in the Czech Republic, authorities said on Sunday, as Storm Boris lashed Central and Eastern Europe with torrential rain and floods. Since Thursday, swathes of Austria, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, and Slovakia have been hit by high winds and unusually fierce rains. The storm has caused deaths, and thousands have been evacuated from their homes across the continent. Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk said on Sunday morning that the country has its first death by drowning in the Kłodzko region. Tusk was traveling through the southwest of the country, which has been hit hardest by the floods. Around 1,600 people have been evacuated in Kłodzko, and Polish authorities have called in the army to support firefighters on the scene. On Saturday, Polish authorities shut the Golkowicz border crossing the Czech Republic after a river flooded its banks, as well as closing several roads and halting trains on the line linking the towns of Prudnik and Nysa. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
ನೋಡ್ನಾಣೆ ಏಕಂಕುರ್ಮುಗ ಫುರ್ಸತೆ ಹಮ ಹಿಲಾ ಇರಾದು ಕವಿಯ ನುದೇಣಮೆ ಎತೆರೇಗ ತಿವಿಬಯಕವಿಯ ಇರಾದು ಕವಿಯ ಬೇರು ಕುರಾಣಮೆ ಅಮಲ ಬಹ ಇರಾದು ಕವಿಯ ಅವನುಗೆ ಅಬದುಸ್ಲಿ ಮಾವಾಣ